Good morning, and welcome to Tardis Spider. I'm Terry, and today, the three companion Tardis, my conclusions. I watched my last video, and it was only half a video. I did identify all the three companion Tardis teams in the classic series, and mentioned what their strengths were. But I really didn't rank them, and I really didn't talk about why it works and why it doesn't work. So today, the three companion TARDIS, my conclusions. First, maybe we should define what a traveling companion is. A companion for the Doctor is someone who travels in the TARDIS on multiple adventures. This means Mike Yates, Sergeant Benton, the Brigadier, or anyone else officially assigned to unit cannot be a traveling companion. It also means Katarina or Sarah Kingdom, who had very limited travels, and Sarah Kingdom only traveled within the realm of one story. They are not traveling companions. So if you had multiple travels and multiple stories in the TARDIS and with the Doctor, I will consider you a traveling companion. 5 times in classic Doctor Who, the Doctor traveled with 3 companions. And I rate them in quality, basically in chronological order. The very best 3-man crew is Barbara, Ian, and Susan, followed by Barbara, Ian, and Vicky. Ben, Polly, and Jamie are third. Adric, Nyssa, and Tegan come in fourth. Turlough, Nyssa, and Tegan finish up this group of 5, though with just 2 stories, they don't have much representation. So why are the Barbara and Ian stories the best of the 3 companion TARDIS crews? Well, maybe it's the format. At the time, the pacing was a little bit slower, and the stories were written with more character development. But maybe it's because Barbara and Ian are 2 of the best companions in the history of Doctor Who. They don't come into the show with any weaknesses. They are both fully developed. You know who they are and what they are from the moment they step into the story. School teachers of the period were given much more respect in our world than they do today. We know Ian had served in national service. Barbara proved over and over again she is the soul, the spirit, and the heart of this TARDIS crew. And you never think of Barbara and Ian as 2 separate companions. They join together, they leave together, and while they may not be on screen together every moment, you don't think of Ian or Barbara. You think of Barbara and Ian. When we get to the time with Jamie, Ben, and Polly, well, they added Jamie at the last minute. In fact, they decided to add him to the crew while the Highlanders was being broadcast. They had to reshoot the very last scene and have Jamie stay with the TARDIS crew. But the next few stories were already written, and they were written for 2 companions. So someone had to be left out of the stories because there wasn't enough time or lines for 3 companions. Note the moon base when Jamie is disabled because, well, there's not enough lines to go around. This is the weakness of the 3 TARDIS companions. When we get to Adric, Nyssa, and Tegan, this weakness shows itself again. More than once, either Nyssa or Tegan is sidelined because there just isn't enough story for 3 companions. So this is what has to be considered if you want a 3 companion crew. Like Barbara and Ian, Two of them need to be thought of as one, and they need to be strong. Unlike so many of the modern Tardis companions, Ian and Barbara came in with very few weaknesses, and while they did grow in their time with the Doctor, they did not have to be healed. So if you're going to have a three crew TARDIS, you must make sure that they are strong enough to carry on themselves. In closing, maybe the Barbara and Ian three-man crews work the best because Barbara and Ian, more than any companions, helped the Doctor grow. The Doctor was a lonely man who was very cynical and didn't have much empathy for others when Barbara and Ian joined the crew. And when they left, he never traveled without companions again. So as we look forward to Doctor Who, whoever he or she is, know that the companions always grow in their time with the Doctor. But it's the companions who make the Doctor who he or she is. So enjoy Doctor Who, stay safe, and good night. So for a recommendation this week, I turn, as I so often do, to BritBox. In fact, two different historical dramas, though of the same period. The Six Wives of Henry VIII, 1970, starring Keith Mitchell, and Elizabeth R., 1971, starring Glenda Jackson. While they may have the limitations of a television series from the period, these are outstanding dramas well worth your time. So watch The Six Wives of Henry VIII and Elizabeth R. They can both be found and enjoyed on BritBox. Good night, stay safe, and enjoy your journey through time and space.